Shannon, do you agree?
No, and I don't think the Eagles agree also. Yeah, when you can run the football like they ran it last night, 41 attempts for 238 yards, almost 6 yards of carries and 2 touchdowns, yeah, he's going to look good. But let me tell you what, I went back and I looked and I tried to find. When he was 14 of 31 for 129 and 3 touchdowns, there was no Skip Bayless tweet about Jalen Hurts as a baller, Jalen Hurts as a playmaker, Jalen Hurts as the future in Philly. When he was 18 of 34 and a loss to the Raiders in Week 7, there are no tweets which you tweeted what you tweeted. And a Week 6 loss to Tampa Bay, he was 12 of 26 for 115 and an interception. There was no tweet. He's a baller. He's a playmaker. He's the future in Philly. When he went 12 of 23 for 190 and a loss to the 49ers, there was none of that. It was only after he had one successful game. But let me tell you what Jalen Hurts is doing. He's completing 61% of his passes. That's only ahead of Sam Darnold, which you have no respect for, in 3 rookie quarterbacks.
Well, he's a bust because you said he was going to be the best quarterback in the draft.
And Jalen Hurts is slightly above him in 3 rookie quarterbacks. If you think a quarterback is going to run you to a Super Bowl, this isn't about, he can win some games. Teams are trying to get quarterbacks that can lead them to a Super Bowl. And that is the question. I do not, because I don't believe he's a good enough thrower of the football to lead them to where they want to be. And I believe Philly is probably the higher-ups are more in my corner than your corner. You get to tweet this, that, he played well. 20 of 26, had an unfortunate interception. I don't know if I've seen an interception. Hit the back of a guy here. Well, only Baker Mayfield can hit the back of a guy here. Ask Odell about that. Talk about Odell in a minute. But I do not believe that he's advanced enough at throwing the football. And unfortunately, in his situation, I'm not so sure that they're going to give him time to grow into that position, because this is a win-now league. And I'm not so sure that they're going to give him, especially Skip, given the fact that they got these high draft picks. They're going to probably have a high draft pick, fairly high, and they might be looking to get a quarterback. So I don't see it. I don't.
And I have from the start. I told you, and I tweeted, and I posted the day he was picked. This is the future in Philadelphia. And I'll add 2 more accolades to baller, playmaker, and future. He's the leader of this team, and he is a winner. That's what he was at Alabama. That's what he was at Oklahoma. Teams follow Jalen Hurts. This team loves to play for Jalen Hurts, and I believe this team is starting to peak at just the right time. And I warned you before the year. You were bouncing all over the place in the East. I gave you the field versus the Cowboys. Right. And for a while in the offseason, it was all about the Giants. And then you jumped off that bandwagon and you jumped on Washington's. And for a while, it was all about Washington. And I hung right in there from the start. I said, no, no, no. It will ultimately be Philadelphia will be the biggest threat to my Dallas Cowboys. And they remain that. And I think they could be that. And I do fear them because of him. I also told you that stats will lie about Jalen Hurts, because what did I tell you from day number 1? He is Tebow-esque. You can say that's a shameful comparison.
Where did he get Tebow?
Okay. Well, it got him a division title.
Okay.
It got him from 1-4 all the way up to winning the division and winning a home playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And what did he get him?
Well,
out of Denver.
Okay. Well, that's because Peyton Manning came along, a top 5 all-time quarterback. And I told you, if Peyton knocked on the door and I had Tim Tebow, I'd say, Peyton, come on in.
Well, I believe that's the same thing that's going to happen, Skip. I believe they're going to have a high draft pick, and they're going to be willing to move off of Jalen Hurts in order for this draft pick to play. Now, he might get another opportunity to play next year, but I believe if they're in prime position and they can get a top quarterback, I believe the Eagles are going to plunge.
Okay, so statistically, to all your points, 61%, he's 14 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. But now you start looking at the other little hidden stats. 10 rushing touchdowns. If we see the 2 quickly last night, these are 2 more that broke, as Jenny said, Michael Vick's Philadelphia record for rushing touchdowns. Here's the first one. It's just a quarterback sneak. He is so strong in the weight room. He is it. Pound for pound in anybody's weight room, even the Eagles' weight room, he is the strongest. So you can always trust him to do any of these kinds of things because he is a powerhouse.
I like that tight end on the left.
You do?
That's Devontae Smith. Let him be tight.
Oh, okay. I hope he's all right. It looked like he tweaked his hamstring last
did.
night.
Oh, yeah, on the 7,
yes,
right? Yeah.
He did. The point is, even though Jalen is only 21st in QBR, The hidden stats are that all of a sudden, Philadelphia is doing just what Tebow's team did in 2011 in Denver. All of a sudden, guess who's leading the league in rushing? The Philadelphia Eagles have moved past the Indianapolis Colts featuring Jonathan Taylor all the way up. It's 166 to 159 a game, 166 yards a game. It's because of the zone read, the read option. It's hard to defend now that they got Miles Sanders back in gear and he had his career-high rushing last night. It makes them difficult to defend because I'm not saying Jalen is a great thrower of the football, but he's a pretty good one. And could we see the last throw to Greg Ward Jr.? It's big time. And every once in a while, he pops up with one where you say, aha, that'll work.
That was a great throw. On the move.
On the move, which is where he's best.
Back shoulder.
Back shoulder, accurate, nice catch.
That was a great throw, Skip.
And this is the game clincher. Okay, so he is capable of doing that. So now you start to look at Pro Football Focus, your favorite website. He's graded the 12th best quarterback, but that was going into the game last night. So I don't know. I assume his grade's going to go up because I don't know. That's pretty good to go 20 and 26, 296.
I don't know how a guy has 14 touchdowns and 9 picks and be graded 12.
Well, that's because they're grading everything. They're grading the running, too. So he's 12th. He was one rung behind Dak Prescott at 11. So is it possible he just vaulted past Dak Prescott into 11th? Well, if he did, which I'm going to guess that he did, that means he's on the edge of the top 10 in overall grades for the year. Interesting.
Nobody thinks Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback.
Well, how about in impact? How about in overall performance? How about in just value added all across the board in so many ways, including leadership? I don't know.
Did you see their record?
Yep.
So how impactful has he been if their record is what it is?
Okay, right now they moved up to 7-7, right?
Yeah.
They have the Giants at home. They have at Washington. Do you think they could get to 9-7?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I think they could get to 9-7. Okay, let's do the worst-case scenario for my Dallas Cowboys. What if somehow they lose to their arch rival, Washington, this Sunday in Dallas?
Man, stop.
Is it possible? It's possible they would. Let's do the worst case. I'm doing worst case. Then here comes Arizona. You know what Arizona did to my Cowboys last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a possibility, but considering they lost to the 1-11-1 team.
Okay, Kyler, it's like all these Texas kids, when they come home to play Dallas, they just rise and shine. They love to... It's like little Aaron Jones with Green Bay. He runs wild on Dallas because he grew up a Cowboy fan in El Paso.
Well, first of all, Skip, you say you give me worst case scenario. You give me cataclysmic scenario.
Well, is it?
With Washington and Philly. Yes.
Maybe. Okay. But let's just do that worst case. That would mean the final game of the year comes down to Dallas at Philadelphia. And if Philly wins that game, both of them would finish at 10-7.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dallas needs to win a game. Win a game.
So if they win this game Sunday, it's over. The division is over.
What do you always tell me about my Dallas Cowboys? They always do Cowboy things, right?
Yeah, but I expected them to do that a little earlier. But they was doing it right on cue. I mean, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders, they were doing things, and then Washington let them off the hook.
What have you told me about the last 3 games? Backup or below average quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
It's been your basic Taylor Heineke here, and Mike Glennon there. And who was the other one? It's somebody
Jake
bad.
Fromm. Y'all dodged some bullets,
right? Okay. So if they both finish 10-7, they would have the same division record, same conference record. It comes down to, I checked on this, comes down to strength of victory, believe it or not. That's the final one. And we would have the edge there, but there's still a way, it's too complicated to try to get into on the air. There's still a way that Philly would be alive to win the division. Now, would 10-7 get both of them into the playoffs? It might. So I'm just saying, I fear Jalen Hurts way more than I ever feared Tyler Heineke.
I don't fear any of them.
Well,
you're sleeping really good over there. You feeling really good about yourself because you're sitting there 10-4.
And 10 equals 10 cases of Diet Mountain
5 I brought out.
No, you did not. I said no. I will not let you off the hook for this. You have ridiculed me too often about my Dallas Cowboys doing cowboy things.
Yes.
So all I need is one more victory, and it's done. And I win 10, and you will accept 10. Sorry.
That's okay. I will get it back come playoff time.
Oh, are you?
Yep. You gotta bet.
News
ain't
to me.
I'll bet you one case and all that. No, you gotta bet.
Okay, I'll bet you right here, right now, Dallas wins one playoff game. One playoff game. You said they're one and done.
I gotta see who they play. I gotta see y'all mess around and get the Eagles. The Eagles mess around and get in the playoffs, and then you guys see the Eagles again. No.
Okay.
No. 49ers or the Rams.
I want Kirk Cousins. That's what I want.
Oh, Kirk Cousins, deal it. He'll do y'all
don't
in.
do it to me, because then I'm gonna. Oh, that would be not good.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.